Hello everyone, MG Tomb here, welcome back! Today we are reacting to a video which I think will be pretty popular because I like it as well, and it's India versus UK. Yep, we're going all in political, except it's food. Let's get right into it without wasting any time. So we are reacting to India versus UK food wars, insider food. I think you're gonna like this, because I can already feel like I'm gonna hate the judges. They have such a nice job, man. You know what? Let's get into it before I start cursing or stuff.
From calorie count to portion size, we want to find out all the differences between Cadbury chocolates in the UK
Oh my God.
and in India. This is Food Wars.
Oh,
Cadbury Dairy Milk in India comes in ranges of 4 sizes. Number 1 is Cadbury Dairy Milk Minis. It comes in this large packet with 18 smaller pieces of 7 grams each.
Our smallest are these bite-sized
that sounds like a
7 gram
scam.
bars. Then we have these 18-gram little bars.
A simple 24 grams tiny one.
Next up, we have our multi-pack bars.
Okay.
33.5 grams. The
Okay.
standard individual dairy milk bar weighs 45 grams. Your duo
Whoa.
bar, which comes in 2 halves and weighs 54.4 grams.
Then a 55 grams Maha pack.
Next up, we have this 110
Oh my
gram bar.
God.
Family pack 126 grams.
Then we move to a 180 gram bar. We have this 360 gram bar.
Oh my God.
The big
Wait. Let's have a look at that.
we have this 360 gram.
360 gram. You're definitely gonna die after eating that. 7 gram, 24, 55, 126, and they go well beyond that. They have double the size. Our biggest 126, and they have 360. Yeah, that's definitely meant as a death sentence through sweets. Kind of good though. Death by eating chocolates.
The biggest size you'll find in the UK is an 850 gram giant.
Yeah, they definitely have a death sentence like that. Eat chocolates and die.
Bar.
So in India, Cadbury is really well known for its gift boxes. In fact, they've done so much marketing over so many years.
I never buy them. I'll never buy them. I feel like I pay for the package, which you totally do. And there's less inside. So I'll never buy a gift pack.
That has become synonymous with festivals like Diwali, Dussehra,
Yeah.
even Christmas and New Year's. On their website right now, you can get anything from an anniversary tin box to a Ramadan tin box. And they come
Now,
in several different sizes.
I'm
For
not getting
starters,
any
there's
one
a
of them.
Standard personalized gift box, which contains 6 Cadbury Dairy Milk bars, 3 of which are silk and 3 of which are standard. And that's the one we have right here. In fact, they've put my face on it. I mean, that's a whole lot of packaging for
Yeah,
normal bars.
you're paying for the package more than the bars. Why would I buy this? I would individually buy all the bars. That's my point. There's no point in getting this pack. It looks good, but you don't eat the pack, right? I mean, if you do, you're desperate.
Soft that you can just buy, I guess. It even says Food Wars. Oh, it says US versus India. Sorry, Harry. Apart from this, you can also get a larger personalized birthday gift box, which will contain 450 gram silk bars, 3 birthday whistles, a large banner, a birthday hat. So the next time you don't know what to do for your birthday, just order this to your house.
Nah.
You can have a party by yourself.
Now, we
That
have some
sounds
gift box
sad.
versions of our own, but they usually come more in the form of selection boxes. These are most commonly seen
Okay.
around Christmas time, at which point Cadbury's will release Heroes and Roses, which are selection boxes containing 600 grams of individually wrapped chocolates.
Give me a
It's a real
second.
tradition in British households to have a few of these lying around. The other options
There we
include
go.
Quality Street and Celebrations. People tend to have their own favourites when it comes to the selection boxes and also the chocolates inside them. I think generally Heroes would be my preferred option over Roses. I prefer
Yeah,
the kind
me
of more
too,
mainstream
me too,
chocolate
me
bars
too,
that
me
you'll
too.
find, including little Whisper Bites, which I think might be my favourites. If you want a gift option for all year round, opt for a milk tray. These have been around for decades. I think my mum used to be giving these to people when she was growing up. And for the run up to Christmas, you've got to get yourself an advent calendar. I don't think I'd normally go for one of these. These are a little bit flimsy, quite narrow.
It sounds flimsy.
But still, you get a lot of joy from
Okay.
eating a tiny bite of chocolate every morning in the run up to Christmas.
Yeah, maybe. I hate ads, man.
Here are all the Cadbury products that you'll find in India that you will not find in the UK.
Here are all the Cadbury products from the UK that you won't find
You gotta have a look at this. This madness. Oh my God. Will he get to take all of these things home? If he does, I hate him.
in India. This is so much chocolate.
In terms of our classic dairy milk flavors, we have 2 exclusives. Number 1, roast almond, and number 2, crackle. This used to be my favorite.
So I want to say one thing for sure. I hate anything with dry fruits. I know a lot of people are gonna say like, no, they're good, you should eat them, or I don't know, it's a problem with me. I don't like dry fruits in general. So whenever I get chocolates which have dry fruits in them, I don't eat them. I don't eat them.
As a child. But right now, I really like this. Delicious chunks of roast almond.
We have some exclusive dairy milk flavors of our own. Firstly, for the health conscious among us, we have this 30% less sugar dairy milk. I guess this could be helpful as well if you find regular milk chocolate too sweet, which some people do, but then I guess just opt for some dark chocolate instead. Next up we have Cadbury Caramel. It's a bar of dairy milk, but inside each square there's a little bit of caramel. It's one of my favorite ones. It does get a little bit sickly if you eat too much of it because of the amount of sugar, but very tasty.
It's caramel.
Have some big taste bars, which are chunky versions of dairy milk, starting with peanut caramel crisp. And we also have...
Who eats peanut caramel? Nah, actually there might. I mean, it's a UK version.
Have a triple choc sensation big taste bar, which combines dark milk and white chocolate.
Oh, I would definitely like that. I would definitely love that. It has all the combinations that I want.
In one delicious bar. These ones look really cool. They've definitely put a bit more thought into the design of the bars. Tastes really good as well.
I hate you.
Next up, we've got dairy milk with crunchy bits.
Okay.
Now, this is crunchy with an IE, not crunchy with a Y. Crunchy with an IE is actually a bar of chocolate you can get here in the UK. It's milk chocolate with a honeycomb center. Then we have a dairy milk dime bar. Dime is another chocolate bar which Dairy Milk has kind of collabed with. I think it's like a very thin, brittle almond caramel bar with a little bit of chocolate on the outside. My granddad really used to like Dime.
I am definitely not drooling inside.
Then we have this Marvelous Creations Jelly Popping Candy Bar. As the name suggests, it's a bar of chocolate which contains some popping candy as well as, I think, jelly beans. I've not tried this in a long time.
I think I would like that. If it pops in my mouth, I'm definitely gonna like that.
I want to see what the ratios are like and also if I can really feel the popping candy. You can see like a couple of bits of, I assume, jelly beans peeking out the top. The pattern is kind of odd. Usually, obviously, you have squares, makes it nice and easy to break apart and share.
Makes sense, makes sense. I'd still like it. I'd still like it.
You really do get the popping candy. My mouth is popping. It's actually not too bad. You get the little chewy, sweet bits in with your chocolate. There's a lot going on, but I don't hate it. For vegans in the UK, Cadbury's also has a plant-based bar. I've never tried this, so I want to see if I can...
Wait. Cadbury plant. Almonds. No, I'm not having that.
Dairy milk. I mean, it looks like chocolate. Definitely does taste of almond, which is okay, because I quite like kind of nut and chocolate as a combination. If I went vegan,
Wait, why would you need to make chocolate for vegans? Isn't chocolate already like from cocoa? That's a... Oh yeah, they put fat inside chocolates. I forgot they put fat inside chocolates.
I don't know if I'd be rushing to the store to buy this. It's okay, the texture's pretty good, but the flavor just really isn't there. Our last two exclusive Dairy Milk bars are actually a mystery. 2 bars which contain fillings of a mystery flavor. You try and guess what the flavor is, and then you can submit your answer online. Myself and the rest of the crew have now got to try these and give our best guesses. Mystery.
I wouldn't bother doing something like I would never bother doing something like that. And I wouldn't get it in the first place. You know, until and unless I'm feeling extremely spontaneous, then maybe.
Bar 1. Oh god, last time I threw stuff at you, it didn't go very well.
Got it.
Why are you throwing it? Just hand it over to them.
I'm thinking maybe rose. I'm personally thinking apricot. Struggling to agree here. We can taste more. This is where I get fruit. While we figure that one out, we'll try mystery bar number 2. Now this one smells aggressively fruity. Catch Leon. I'm getting quite a lot of like very artificial raspberry flavor.
Why isn't he just handing them over? Why is he throwing them?
He's fairly confident in asserting that as raspberry. It might be blueberry.
I mean, technically, he has so many chocolates in front of him, he can afford to throw a few. Just throw a few my way, man.
Plot twist. They've already revealed the flavors. We didn't know. First one was rhubarb and custard, classic British dessert. Didn't really get very close to that one. Second was blue raspberry, which we actually did kind of get. I personally don't think I would buy either of those again, though.
Maybe the first one.
You don't mind it?
And now for our silk range, or as Cadbury is trying to rebrand it, the S range.
Yeah.
Some sort of new iPhone.
I don't
Whether
know.
you call it silk.
That's so nice. That's so nice. That's so nice. That's so nice.
S range. What is this? Some sort of new iPhone. But whether you call it silk or S, I love these chocolates. First off, we have the typical silk.
Usually, this is the one I go for. Usually. I don't really think much beyond
Basically,
this.
it's just Dairy Milk, but a lot silkier. Then we have Dairy Milk Silk Bubbly.
That's a scam. That is a scam. The first time I got it, I was like, why is this so light? It looked so big. It's just a chocolate inflated with air. That's all it is. That's all it is. It looks good though.
It's Dairy Milk Silk, but bubbly. That's nice, light, airy. Next, you have Dairy Milk Silk Fruit and Nut. Then we have Dairy
Nope.
Milk Silk Hazelnut. Wow,
Nope.
there are some proper large chunks of hazelnut. The hazelnut itself, the flavor of it really lends to the chocolate and it doesn't taste as sweet. Next up, we have Dairy Milk Silk Roast Almond.
No.
We have Dairy Milk Silk Mousse. They've
Yep.
tried to recreate the flavor of mousse. And you can see
I
that
like
it's a
that.
lot more fudgy, the chocolate inside. It's alright. Oh man, there's one that I'm scared to try. Dairy Milk Silk Bubbly Bubblegum. Oh no, I saw the color of it. Oh my god.
Whose idea was this? I've not seen that yet, and I'm definitely never going to eat that.
Why have they done this? Growing up, we had a bubblegum called
Yeah.
which is now what we've all become. That one bite was really not that bad. It definitely tastes like
Boomers.
bubblegum and gave me that boomer vibe. That's as much as I can have of that. Now to cleanse the palate, Silk Oreo.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It is so good. You try it, you eat it, you savor it. Okay, this and red velvet, like they are the same, but I think red velvet has red velvet inside, like the pastry, because it just took over the entire world, and everybody wanted a piece of
That
it.
is a nice flavor, dude. I think this is my favorite out of the lot. We also have another variation of Oreo. It's red velvet Oreo. If you watched previous episodes of Food Wars, you remember that one of the ingredients that has taken India by storm in the past few decades is red velvet. And I have tasted this before and I actually think it's really good.
Yeah.
But it is overkill. It's literally Dairy Milk Silk,
Yeah.
the Oreo white cream, and chunks of Oreo that have been turned into red velvet.
He's right. But this is a scam. I'm just paying for a red colored Oreo then. Why am I paying more? This is it.
Do you have a treadmill? Finally, we have Dairy Milk Silk Heart Blush. I imagine you give this to your loved one. It says pull over here, and I'm pretty excited to pull this.
Nah, I'm never gonna. Never gonna give you up. Never gonna let you down. Why is that? I turned around.
Never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down. I can't believe I've been rickrolled in my own video. At the back, there's a very elaborate looking tear tab. So I'm just gonna. Not very easy to. Wait, what?
I'll probably throw
I'd
it at
probably
this
break
point.
up with whoever gave me this at this point. This is frustrating. It's more packaging.
Oh god. I hate it when they do that. They overpackage
More
something.
packaging. This is honestly a very wasteful way to tell somebody you like them. There you go. It's some pink chocolate. Oh my god, I swear to god, if it's the same as the bubblegum, I'm gonna cry.
If it is,
Not bubblegum. So
that's a good sign.
this is actually quite a fun experience, I'm not gonna lie.
Why are
We
they
don't have silk
throwing?
bars, but we do have
Oh yeah,
called
there are a
dark
lot of
milk.
them.
Cadbury's has kind of invented this hybrid milk and dark chocolate for someone whose tastes lie somewhere between those two. Here is the
Dark
milk.
milk.
Dark milk also comes in variations, including a salted caramel flavor and a
Salted?
hazelnut flavor. I feel like they've tried to market these a little bit more adults, maybe.
Who eats salted chocolate? Ugh. Just imagining it is making me vomit. Technically, they do have salt in them. I think chocolates have salt in them. I think, yeah, probably. But it's not like if a chocolate reads salted, I'm not gonna buy it. That's not a good marketing campaign, I think.
As opposed to kids, the packaging kind of gives a slightly more sophisticated vibe.
Okay.
Sexy, if you will. At the other end of the scale, we have some even sweeter options than classic milk chocolate. Firstly,
Okay.
we have Caramilk, which is golden caramel chocolate. This one I have not tried. I'm kind of intrigued. I'm going to have a bite.
Wait,
I worry it's going to
I'm
be
gonna move it
far too
down.
sweet.
Further up, maybe.
That's very, very sweet. You do get notes of caramel, but I really don't think I could eat more than a couple of bites of that.
Why?
And of course, we also just have white chocolate. As I've said, I'm not
Because it was caramel. Caramel is sweet. Okay, it makes sense. I'm stupid. White chocolate, I would prefer. I haven't seen a Cadbury white chocolate here.
really a big fan of white chocolate, and I don't think I'm alone in that, because this basically wasn't available in any of the big supermarkets that I looked in. The shop we were able to track it down in was Poundland, which is a shop in the UK where everything costs £1. I know it sounds ridiculous to an American audience, but that is what it's called.
I'm not an
You
American
can find
audience.
Cadbury Bournville dark chocolate in both the UK and in India, but there's a slight difference. In the UK, the packaging is bright red, And over here we have.
Why did he do that? Wait. Why did he do that? Why did he do that?
In the UK, the packaging is bright red.
Why did he do that? I mean, red is good. Red is good.
And over here we have different flavors, 50% dark chocolate and 70% dark chocolate. I have over the years grown to like dark chocolate. I was never a fan of it.
I like it. I like dark chocolate. The bitter it is, I like it. I will always prefer dark chocolate over a milk one.
Growing up, but 70% dark chocolate, I don't know. Oh, you know, it's not as
70% is not that bitter. I've eaten like that 99% and it's quite bitter and I still liked it.
bitter as I expected. Very creamy. Also, the cocoa is 100% sustainably sourced. Next up, we have a fruit
Great job.
and nut. It's got a peanut in there.
Yeah, I'm not having
Doesn't
that.
taste as heavy
No nuts for me. I don't like any hard substance inside chocolates for some reason. It's a problem with me.
as the other chocolates I've had so far. And I really appreciate this. Am I growing old? Is that what's
Yep.
happening? And the final flavor is cranberry, which I've been the most excited about.
I have eaten this, and I didn't like it. Preference. It's just about preference. Maybe other people like it, but I didn't like it. I'm not buying this again. Ever again.
I don't think I've had any chocolate bars that have had cranberry in them. But obviously cranberry and dark chocolate sounds like an amazing combination. That is so good. The tartness of the cranberry
He is my enemy. We will never get along.
and like that slight sugariness really complements the dark chocolate. There's a
He has complimented every almond, hazelnut, every chocolate that I hate. So yeah, we'll never get along.
bunch of roasted almond. This is a winner. Really nice. I like this range of Bournvilles. Feels like a healthier guilty pleasure.
We also have some Bournville
That
products
I
you'll
agree
find in
with.
the UK that you won't find in India. Firstly, we have Bournville Old Jamaica. The Old Jamaica refers to rum and raisin flavors added to the dark chocolate. And we also have an orange Bournville. I personally don't love dark chocolate, and I
I probably would eat it. Probably.
especially do not love dark chocolate combined with fruit, so I'm respectfully not going to try any of these. If you're wondering where the name Bournville comes from, it's actually a village that was created by the Cadbury family for workers who worked in their factory near Birmingham. Bournville
You know what? That's a good topic. Next time me and my friend are eating Bournville. Do you know Bournville was a village? And he goes like, yeah, let's keep eating. Let's keep eating. He probably doesn't care.
still exists today, so you can go and visit it. It's home to Cadbury World, which is a kind of Cadbury museum interactive experience thing, and apparently is a really nice place to live.
And now it's time for all of the remaining Indian Cadbury products, starting with Cadbury Fuse. Their tagline for this is a delicious chocolatey feast, like some sort of chocolatey mousse.
Fuse feels when you're hungry, it's something you would eat then. Weirdly enough, as I said, I don't like hard substances inside chocolate. I weirdly enough eat it. I don't know why. There are like some inconsistencies inside me when I pick or choose between chocolates.
In the middle, surrounded by caramel, and then the outer layer of chocolate has peanuts in it. So I can imagine this being a proper feast.
Yes.
Kind of nice. I think I could eat this much of one chocolate, but the fact that I'm eating so many varieties of chocolate one after the other is really doing something to my brain. Like, why are we doing this? No, like, what is this? Why are we tasting all of this? What?
Don't say that. People who watch this video will hate you instantly. They'll be like, this guy had so many chocolates in front of him and he's saying, why are we doing this? Why? People will hate you for it.
One of the show. Next in line, we have the Cadbury Crispello. I want to be on the team that gets to
It's good.
name all of these chocolates.
It's
Seems
good.
like you can just get away with anything.
It's good. Say it's
Biscuits and
good.
Some Rice Krispies and things.
Say
like that.
it's good.
Krispies. Hey, this one is actually really yum.
And at this moment.
Hey, this one is actually really yum. Next up,
Good.
Cadbury 5-Star 3D. If you don't know what 5-Star is, it's basically the chocolate that made caramel cool in India. It's been around for decades, and
Yeah.
actually, fun fact, it's my mom's favorite chocolate. Now they've upgraded to 5-Star 3D. What's the difference between this and any other 5-Star? It has nuts. I will say, having eaten the past 3 chocolates in a row, I'm
Okay.
starting to realize they're kind of the same thing. It's decent. I prefer the original 5-Star. That one
Yeah,
sparks
me too. Me
nostalgia.
too.
This one
Me
just
too.
feels
Me too.
too modern. Next up, we have a perk.
If I can't even say it. I can't even say if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I don't know why they changed like 5-Star 3D. 5-Star is already goated.
So Perk is another chocolate that's been around
Yep, Perk has been around for years and I still like it, still eat it. It's the best wafer.
in India for ages
Like a mini
now,
wafer.
and it's gone through a lot of evolutions like every other chocolate has. Now they sell Perk in a double pack. It says you can rip it, share it. Oh!
You can do that. Oh my god. I should have done this, but I'm never gonna share it.
Next up, some gemstones. That's right, the UK didn't give us our gemstones back, but they definitely gave us gems.
Yeah, I mean, fair enough. Sorry, guys.
So they're M&Ms without the M&M branding on top. What I used to do as a kid, you'd get a small packet of gems and I would suck on each gem until the color would come off and it would be a white gem. And then I'd put
I
all the
still
white ones in
do that. I still do that. I still do that.
my mouth and bite them like one big chocolate. That was weird. And I had no friends. Cadbury Temptations rum and raisin. Rum? And Cadbury Temptations almond treat. It smells like
I haven't eaten rum and raisin. I haven't even seen it.
rum. Whoa, I did not expect that flavor to be so strong. Can they sell this to children? It kinda tastes like
That's a good question. No.
Yeah, I don't mind it. I think this could be a great Christmas sort of chocolate to have around. Next up is my favorite childhood chocolate, Nutties.
Oh
I
yeah.
love Nutties. And my favorite
Everybody and their mom loves Nutties. It's so good.
part about Nutties is that the branding has not really changed
Yeah.
for like decades now. What this chocolate is basically Cadbury chocolate coated over a cashew nut that's covered in nougat.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that is so good.
It's good. It's
Then we
good.
have a load more Cadbury exclusives
I don't like any nuts, but I still eat
in
it.
the UK, and we'll start
I told you, inconsistencies.
with the bars. We'll start with what is technically a Cadbury product, but initially was not. This is the Fry's Chocolate Cream Bar. It's a dark chocolate bar with a creamy, smooth fondant center. A fun fact is that the Fry's were a Quaker family who were the first ones to actually commercially produce chocolate bars in the
Man, I'm not interested in history. It's something that's meant to be eaten.
UK. Before the Fry's came along, drinking chocolate was kind of the only way to consume it. Fry's also makes a peppermint cream bar as well as Turkish Delight.
Did he say mint? I once brought like Cadbury chocolate mint, and you know what? Nobody ate it. I ate like one bar every 2 days. Like, no, one piece every 2 days. That's how much I hated it. After that, I have gotten nothing with mint.
I will say this is not the best Turkish Delight out there. If you want Turkish Delight, go to a grocery store that sells Turkish food, get some classic stuff, whereas this is a kind of slightly cheapy Turkish Delight in case...
Knockoff?
Next up, we have Boost bars. These are chocolate bars filled with caramel and biscuit pieces. When Boost was first launched, I think they were kind of marketed as almost like an energy bar. They had
Yeah.
loads of sugar and glucose in them, although I think they have now recently dropped
I think Boost exists in India as well, but it exists more like a drink, like drink powder or something.
that down, and it's just in line more with a standard chocolate bar. Then we're on to chomps. I personally love a chomp. These were also a little bit hard to find. I think we had to go to Poundland for these ones as well, but they used to cost like 10p from your local newsagents. It's just like a chocolate bar with toffee/caramel inside. Simple, but effective. Then we have crunchy
Okay.
bars, which are chocolate bars with a large honeycomb center. Personally don't love crunchy bars. I don't love the texture of the honeycomb, and they're very, very sweet. What I do love, however, is a curly whirly. These are brilliantly named. They come in these little individual bars like this. They
Okay.
look a bit weird. It's kind of a
Show it to
web
me.
of chocolate and caramel. I used to have braces as a kid, and I really missed toffee and caramel while I had them on.
Yeah, I
Moving on,
probably
we a
won't have them.
double-decker bar. A nod to the British double-decker buses, this is a 2-layered chocolate bar
Okay.
with a nougat layer as well as a kind of crunchy pieces and caramel layer.
So a bit like a fuse.
Next up, we have fudge bars. Got these little bite-sized ones today. I like these. The guys seem to disagree with me, but I think these are good. I will
No, they
offer
are too
these in
small.
A Heroes box. It's just a bar of fudge covered with chocolate. Then we move on to the picnic bar. It's a chocolate bar that contains, I think, caramel, some Rice Krispie kind of pieces.
Oh my God.
As well as some raisins and peanuts.
That sounds good. I'll probably eat it. When I hear like rice and stuff, I feel like I will eat it.
Now, while India has a 5-star bar, in the UK, we just have a star bar. I don't think I've ever had one of these before. Apparently, it's milk chocolate with caramel and peanut. Let's give it a try. That might get added to my rotation, you know? That's pretty good. Next up, we have the Twirl. These are like ribboned chocolate bars, which are then kind of
They probably ripped off 5-star.
cased within more chocolate. It leads to quite an interesting texture and quite a nice taste. The only issue with Twirls is that they do crumble and kind of go everywhere. You can also get Twirls in orange flavour. Then we're on to
No.
Whisper bars. I don't really know how they make these because it's milk
Orange,
chocolate, but it's
I would
like
try.
aerated. There's kind of little holes all the way through it. We put a man on the moon and we aerated a chocolate bar. The result is a really nice texture actually. It sort of melts in your mouth when you eat it. I have some American colleagues in the US. Last time I visited, this was the one thing they asked me to bring over. You can also get Whisper Gold bars. These are the same as regular Whispers, but they have a layer of caramel running along the top. And the last, but by no means least bar, is the Freddo. It's basically just a tiny piece of solid milk chocolate in the shape of Freddo the Frog. But for people of a certain generation, namely mine, they're also a surprising representation of economic inflation. To put on my angry old man hat for a second, when I was a young'un, these were 10p. And then around 2005, prices started to gradually creep up. Before we knew it, prices were as high as 30p for a Freddo. These outrageous prices actually led to public outcry so much so that they backed down, and I think nowadays they're around 25p.
Over a chocolate. It's a food, you have to fight for it.
Bank of England says that it should have been around 17 or 18p by now, whereas we are getting charged 25, so Cadbury's, give us some cheap Freddos again. Economic rant is now over. You can also get Freddos in a caramel flavour. The last thing to add to the chocolate bars is you can get pretty much all of them in the form of these share bags. They basically just condense them into bite-sized pieces and put them in a bag that you can open and reseal.
Next up we have...
I think I had that imported one though. I'm pretty sure I had an imported one in the bag.
Dairy Milk Bites. There are two flavors that we have right now, hazelnut and almond. They look...
I'm not eating either of those, so...
pretty similar to the silk of these flavors. So I imagine these are just smaller bite-sized versions. Next up, Lickables.
What? What is this? Like there's a chocolate inside the whole thing.
Why have they done this? Thoughts on this? This is clearly for small children. Someone wanna help me? I have no idea how to open this. This feels like one of those puzzles. Oh.
What? You're telling me that big cap is actually containing a toy or something?
The lower half of it was a chocolate.
In that big cup, there is nothing except a toy. That sounds so Indian, honestly.
The rest of it had this toy. Now to the chocolate. There's a QR code because most children have phones that they can scan this with. Oh, looks like goopy Cadbury chocolate with chunks of Oreo.
Okay.
And you just gotta lick it.
No. No. I can't believe he has done that. I'm definitely not doing that. That is so unsanitary. And disturbing. Oh no.
This is just weird Cadbury. Okay, next up we have Cadbury Choco Bakes chocolate.
I've eaten that. They're good. And they feel like you get a good portion for the price because there was a very similar product and it felt very empty inside. This was fully filled.
Filled cookies. In case you didn't think this contained chocolate, they reminded you 8 times in the branding. The packaging and the design feels a lot more premium. I feel like there's good value for money here because it was filled to the literal brim. Now
yes.
we're gonna go to this side.
Yes, that is the good thing about it. It's filled because there are products out there that sell similar things and they're not filled up to the brim. There's so much space in there and the whole box is so big, it doesn't make sense.
We have Oreo dipped in Cadbury. Damn.
I've seen that. It's simple. Oreo dipped in Cadbury. It's just Oreo with chocolate over it and you still are eating Oreo. It never made any sense.
Damn. I'm really enjoying this whole Oreo Cadbury marriage over here. Now we have an Oreo
it's just Oreo
biscuit
with more chocolate.
coated in Cadbury chocolate.
It's Oreo with more chocolate. That's it. That's it. There's nothing great about it.
The Oreo biscuit itself is kind of overpowering, so it's alright. Next up, we have this tin can of rich dry fruits. Again, in the Cadbury Celebrations line.
I don't want
in India,
it.
Common gifting culture is to give a box of dry fruits.
Not gonna eat it.
And so Cadbury's adapted really well to that. Okay, so the next thing is something very different. This is actually Bournville or Cadbury Bournville. And this is a drinking chocolate. We drink a lot of milk here in India. And as kids, everybody was addicted to one of many different drinking chocolates. Horlicks, Complan, I'm a Milo guy myself. There was Boost and then obviously Bournville. I think most people were not Bournville people. This is Cadbury's range of Choco Melts and it's a small dish of chocolate that's used for baking.
I haven't eaten that.
And finally, the last 3 packets are Toffees that Cadbury sells in bulk. This one is 5-star bites. It's similar to the Dairy Milk.
I've seen that. I haven't brought that yet. It just didn't feel worth it.
Minis. For all my Indian fans of 5-star out there, comment and let me know whether you're more of a Ramesh guy or a Suresh guy. These are packs of toffees, eclairs to be specific. This one is chocolate flavored and this one is coffee flavored. Another quirky thing about India is
I go for the coffee flavored, like the melody one.
sometimes when you go to the local stores and you pay in cash and they have to give you change but they don't have any, they'll just give you one of these chocolates.
Yeah.
And you can't really argue it. You just grab it and go.
You
It's
just
very cute,
take it and go.
Very endearing thing about India. But remember, if you're gonna take a chocolate from a store, screw all this, take Melody. Melody is the best chocolate, alright?
Oh wait,
UK,
yeah,
Cadbury's
Melody's
offers a lot of
actually Parley. Melody's Parley. I thought it was Cadbury.
seasonal products. Now, we're recording this episode in late October, so unfortunately we can't get some of the most famous ones. What I'm of course referring to here are Cadbury
Dude, you already have everything there. It doesn't really matter.
cream eggs and Cadbury mini eggs. In the UK, these are only available in the run-up to the Easter holidays, but while they are available, they're wildly popular. Although I will say, I don't like cream eggs. I take stick for this. I think they're gross. The fondant in the middle is grim. You have to kind of like tongue it out. It's just really bizarre. Mini eggs, however, are delicious. I don't know what they're putting in the
I think the other guy did already tongue it out. And he was also disturbed.
shells of those things, but God, they're amazing. While we can't get the Easter exclusives right now, what we do have are Halloween and Christmas options. For Halloween, I was able to find these goo heads. I think this is
Okay.
kind of a Halloween version of cream eggs, so I'm going to crack one open and see. That does look exactly the same as a cream egg, even down to the patterning that's kind of printed on the egg. I mean,
Okay.
yeah, that's pretty much just a cream egg. I just don't like them. Then for Christmas exclusives, I found these
They look good. Why don't you like them? They look pretty good. They just look like chocolate and cream inside. I mean, I would eat them whole.
Cadbury Puds. These are dairy milk chocolate balls with a truffle center, hazelnut pieces, and rice crisps. They sound pretty good. We also found Cadbury mini snowballs, which are milk chocolate in a crisp sugar shell. They might hurt a little bit more than a normal snowball fight if you have one of these thrown at your head. And of course, you can get a dairy milk advent calendar for Christmas. It looks like some kind of mud monster. Moving away from seasonal items, we have Cadbury eclairs. Cadbury
Okay.
eclairs are quite tough pieces of
I get eclairs and I do eat them and I just like keep them in my mouth for hours.
toffee with some chocolate in the center. They're a pretty good jaw workout, but I do quite like these. And another iconic Cadbury item is buttons. These are bags of discs of dairy milk chocolate. Real classic. These have been around for years. From there, we're moving on to Cadbury's biscuit options, possibly the most iconic of which are fingers. These are thin sticks of sweet biscuit.
Wait, isn't that like chocolate sticks? Am I right or wrong? I don't know.
Covered in dairy milk chocolate. They're very tasty, they're pretty Moorish, and they come in these kind of iconic sleeve tray things. I know with Joe we have a caffeine meter, but if I had a sugar meter, we're blasting off right now. Woo! We also have some other flavor options, including mint, orange, Bournville dark,
Don't complain. Don't complain. You have no idea what kind of heaven is in front of you. A lot of kids would hate you.
and finally, white. Roundies are circular, layered wafer biscuits covered in dairy milk chocolate. If you're a fan of wafers, you can also get Time Out wafer bars. Again, it's chocolate wafers,
Wow.
layered and surrounded by chocolate, but this time in more of a bar form than a circular biscuit. The next Cadbury biscuit option is animals. Freddo is off into the jungle to join his friends. These are little animal-shaped biscuits, which on one side are covered with chocolate. I don't think I've eaten one of these as an adult, but they were an excellent
God.
lunchbox edition when I was
God, there are a
I'd also be
shitload of
remiss
things.
Not to talk about mini rolls. These are an iconic British snack. What it is like a chocolate sponge with this kind
So
of
it's a bit like a Swiss roll, right? Chocolate Swiss roll, maybe not.
cream swirl in the middle, surrounded by milk chocolate. I'm not sure why the mini roll is currently saying I'm rich and famous, but good for the mini roll. These are great. Finally, Cadbury's offers some baked options, which you might find in the bakery section of your local supermarket. These can include things like donuts and muffins, but the ones I was able to find today were flapjack bites. In the UK, when we say flapjacks, we don't mean pancakes, which I think Americans can say sometimes. Flapjacks over here are kind of like oats held together with honey, golden syrup, and some other stuff. And these mini cookies.
Okay.
Here's
Ingredients.
everything in a bar of dairy milk chocolate in the UK.
Here's everything you'll
Oh, wait. Give me a second.
find in a bar of dairy milk chocolate here in India. So the list of ingredients is pretty much the same in the UK and in India, but the UK uses palm and shea fats, which is not specifically listed here in India.
India goes
Okay.
into a little bit more detail on the flavorings.
So it's not listed in India, but that doesn't mean it's not there. It could be.
in the chocolate, listing natural vanillin as well as artificial ethyl vanillin. As the name suggests, this is the main component of vanilla bean extract. Some kind of vanillin is likely present in the UK chocolate, it's just contained within
Flavorings, I guess, or
the flavorings on the list.
yeah,
But how much chocolate are you actually getting in your chocolate?
very less.
Food Safety and
Very
Standards
less.
Authority of India has some minimum requirements for what milk chocolate should contain. The rules are 25% total fat, 2% milk fat, 2.5%
Why does he have that many pages?
cocoa solids and 10.5% milk solids.
We have equivalent rules here in the UK. The Cocoa and Chocolate Products Regulations of 2003 set the minimums for milk chocolate at 25% total fat, 5% milk fat, 20% dry cocoa solids, 2.5% dry non-fat cocoa solids.
So why are we not making bigger bars? I mean, show me the 360-gram Cadbury. Where is it?
And 20% dry milk solids. Cadbury in the UK says its chocolate contains 23% milk solids and meets the EU minimum of 20% for cocoa solids.
India's Cadbury packaging says it contains over 22% milk solids. So thank you, Cadbury, for not being chindi. It is interesting that Indian rules do not have a minimum for dry, fat-free cocoa solids chocolate. The dark chocolates, however, have a minimum, and it's 14%.
Dry cocoa solids tends to refer to cocoa powder, which is one of the purest forms of cocoa. Having more cocoa solids therefore gives the end product a stronger chocolate taste. 100 grams of dairy milk in the UK contains the following.
100 grams of dairy milk in India contains...
The calories are actually identical. The least
Same.
healthy bar in the UK is the Big Taste Toffee Whole Nut Bar. One of these contains 560 calories per 100 grams, a slight increase on dairy milk.
But what is the least healthy chocolate bar here in India? It's the Dairy Milk Silk Hazelnut. 100 grams of this contains 571 calories.
It still has a lot more calories
than any bar in the UK. I guess it's a win.
It's a win. It's a win. It's a big win.
I'm counting it as a win. Anyways, I'm going to go on a long rant because I definitely have diabetes at this point. Thank you for watching. Make sure to subscribe to the channel.
Yeah.
It pays for my hospital bills.
Yeah.
From Cadbury.
So, subscribe to my channel as well. I'm gonna get myself a Cadbury. Goodbye.